Hello everyone, my name is Edgar Nakamoto, and in this video I want to talk about can quantum computer reverse engineer your public key to get your seed phrase or passphrase. The answer is going to be no, because quantum computer uses a Shor's algorithm, and Shor's algorithm cannot get your seed or passphrase just from seeing a public key. It can only steal one specific UTXO's child address or keys that is just never your whole wallet. So if quantum sees one public key, can it reverse engineer to my seed or even passphrase and steal everything? The answer is basically going to be no, and I'm going to explain it in this one. So each of one Bitcoin wallet is going to be made from a seed phrase, knowing that the person that's holding it is not using a passphrase. Now, if they, let's just say, use a passphrase, so the combination of their master key is going to be seed and passphrase. And this seed and passphrase is going to be their master private key, which going to be derived or basically contains a lot of child private key. That those child private key holds its public key in relation to its UTXOs. So this is going to be like basically the graphic that I made. The child private keys one hold the public keys for example, UTXO A, they probably hold one Bitcoin, and the second one is going to be hold two or one Bitcoin. So each of these UTXOs have a public key, and those each public key basically have a child private key. Now, even if quantum computer use Shor's algorithm to break public keys one, in this case, the yellow one, or maybe this one, it cannot go backward to your seed phrase right here. So it basically can only steal one coin at a time, and only if the public key is exposed, which means that is why you should never reuse the same address every time. And what I mean by never reuse the same address every time is that once you use one of your UTXO to transfer to someone else, like for example, exchange or your friends, you should never reuse that address to receive in the future again. And this is also why using only wallet that has only one address is a very, very bad idea for a long-term privacy and security. And I meant by this is Tangem. If you know Tangem wallet offers only one address for each coin, and especially in this case, Bitcoin only. I want to talk about Bitcoin only. So Bitcoin and Tangem wallet do only supported by one address that you use every single time. And this is very big risk in the future if ever quantum exists. So its UTXO is independently derived. Quantum can only steal one coin at a time and only from your public key that is exposed. So your holding of UTXOs with hidden public key is going to be quantum proof forever. This is very important because most people basically think that once quantum releases, it's just basically going to be able to hack everything until you're a seed or a passphrase. Well, in reality, no. It needs to have some sort of view on your public key. And that is why you should never reuse address that is the address public key is exposed already. So now it comes to the next question so what about if I want to consolidate my holdings or my Bitcoin? Because if you say want to consolidate something, you need to transfer technically your original funds from your current address to your new one, which is eventually is going to expose the previous one. Well, the case for that specific case is that, let's just say this is your main wallet on specific UTXO. UTXO 1 contains 0.5. So let's say you have one Bitcoin, but it's divided in a couple different UTXOs. So UTXO 1 is going to be contain 0.5. UTXO 2 contains 0.3 Bitcoin in this address. And UTXO 3 is going to contain 0.2 in this address. So each of one of these, the public key is hidden because you never reveal it. You never use this UTXO to transfer to someone else. Now, in case you want to consolidate, let's just say you want to have an input of 1, 2, and 3 UTXOs. You transfer it to the new address, which is going to make the output as a whole as a 1 Bitcoin to this new address. Now, the result is basically your public keys 1, 2, and 3 that you have in here since you transfer it to your new address, it's going to be exposed forever. The public key of that UTXOs is going to be exposed forever on the chain, which that's going to be a problem if you ever reuse it in the future. But since you just consolidate this one that is being used or being transferred all of it to the new address, your one Bitcoin is now one as a whole in one UTXOs. The public key in this case is going to be hidden forever unless you span it. So it's technically just basically quantum safe. Nothing can get this, because in order for quantum to actually able to hack your private key or child private key, they need to be able to see your public key first. But since you're just holding it in this new address one and never reveal it, then you're just going to be as good as safe. Now, what about the public keys of the UTXO 1, 2, and 3? Well, that one is going to be exposed forever, because there's going to be like, as an input, it's going to be available on a chain and anybody else can see the public keys of each UTXOs. So that's why you should never reuse this 1, 2, and 3. So to sum it up, back to the point again, quantum computers can only expose this child private key for each UTXO. For example, let's just say your child private key 1 of your UTXO A is exposed, then, let's just say quantum exists, they can steal your coins, but from only these UTXOs, not from this one and only this one, because this one is the one that is exposed, let's just say. And they cannot hack it or reverse engineer to the main case in here, because that's just not how it works, and quantum can never do that. So they can only steal this one for each UTXO. So lesson learned in this is that never use the same address, never use it. If you would just want to receive on the same address, you can do it even 1 or 2, but never more than 2. And just basically, for safer matter in the future, just use a new address every time you receive. And once you use that specific UTXO to transfer, to send to someone, never ever use it again for your future transaction, because that specific public key is already going to be exposed, and you should never want to do that or use something that have been exposed. So I think that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment section in the comment section down below, share what do you know, and make sure to subscribe, because I would love to make more video in the future regarding Bitcoin. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.